everyone, welcome back. Kult of Athena Blade Reviews. We have the Deepeeka Scottish Templar sword. It's a really nice one-handed sword, price point item. Handle's really sweet. Take a look at some specs on this one, up close looks, and then we'll do some cut testing. Let's get to it. This blade is 37 3/4 inches, all the way from the end of the pommel to the very broad tip. We got a little bit over a 30-inch blade here. It's like 30 3/4 on this one. This blade isn't nearly as wide as some of the, we just did an 8th century Saxon sword. So that one's a lot wider than this Scottish Knight Templar sword. This one is a lot more agile in the hand. It is still more of like a chopping blade. The cuts are still there. Obviously you have all your forehands, you have all your backhands and everything. You've got your thrust. You've got a solid handguard here, so it's an upswept handguard. Obviously, being a single-handed sword, not nearly as wide of a handguard as you would have for, say, a two-handed sword, like a hand and a half. We just did a hand and a half Spadona sword from Deepeeka as well, if you want to check that out for something you use two hands with. So, pretty cool blade. It's got a good cutting edge to it. Mark added a sharpening surface to it. Even though, so Deepeeka's blades usually do not come sharpened. So when we add that sharpening surface, we're doing that just to get enough of a cutting edge, a functionally sharp edge. That way we can go through the tatami. You can see I already worked on this one a little bit with this blade. We've got the peen pommel on this one, so if you get up close on that, we'll see the peen mark on that. We've got our cross, obviously this being from the Scottish Knights Templar. And we're looking at the scabbard here. We slide this one in. We've got a good amount of retention to this one. And then working with this one, we've got the wood cord scabbard with the leather wrap. The stitching is on the side of this one. So we have the stitching on the side with the steel tip in the bottom. So looking at the scabbard as well, we also have these two sword hangers right here. You can run a belt through that and you can hang it off of right underneath where your belt would be. That way you have a smooth draw. You're not like trying to crank your elbow all the way up. If you like having it on your belt, that's cool too. But just for me personally, I like running it a little bit low. That way it's right where the hand would be if you're doing reenactments. If you want to just know what it would feel like to carry a sword. We have plenty of stuff like that for you, cultofathena.com, in the leather goods sections. You'll see like sword hangers, like belts, all that. EN45 high carbon steel. This one's a little bit skinnier of a blade. It's got a fuller going through almost all of it. I'd say about 80%, 90% of the blade has a fuller running through it. That way you're carrying less weight, which helps because it's a little bit over 2 pounds, like 2 pounds, 3 ounces about, so not even 2.5 pounds. So versatile, easy to move with, so easy to control. Big thing for me when I review a blade is how it actually handles, no pun intended, is the handle on this thing is actually really great. So if you look at it, it's a leather wrapped handle. It's like a circular wrap, and there's little bumps right here, is just from the leather folding over, which helps tremendously because you're looking at having a grip here that these taper more skinnier toward the pinky and the ring, and then toward the middle finger and the pointer finger and the thumb is where you have the thickest part of the grip. There's a lot of reasons why behind that. It could be just so you can wear a gauntlet and it kind of balances it out. It could also be that you want more precision on the thrust, so the forefinger and thumb are going to be encapsulated a little bit more. Bunch of different things you can look at with it. All depends on really is like how it feels in your hand. All right, let's do some cut testing with the Deepeeka Templar sword and see how it does. See a lot of the backhand shots there. Some of the upward ones didn't do as well as I wanted them to. We'll see our cuts are going pretty much all the way through the tatami. Some of these lower ones ended up being more like hacks. I just taped the bottom because it was kind of fraying. So I taped the bottom on this one just in case like I didn't want it to like fall apart like while I was cutting it. All right, so thanks for joining me for this blade review of the Deepeeka Scottish Knight sword, Knights Templar sword. If you like blades like this, let me know in the comments below. Subscribe to the channel, like this video. Let me know what you want to see in the coming future for reviews. I'll talk to you soon.